Now let me take you a little bit away. Let's discuss what is hair color and how it's being produced so we understand what nutrients we can provide in order to retain the original color of the hair. So this is a cross section of the hair. And you see at the root level, there is synthesis of the color. What is the color? The color or the pigment, it's called melanin. Melanin is produced in the melanocyte. As you can see in the picture, melanocytes are located at this location and they diffuse out melanosomes. The melanosomes contain the melanin, and the amount of melanosome or melanin will determine the color of the hair. So high concentration will end up with a dark color of the hair. Now, red and blonde typically are providing from either different type of melanin or reduced concentration of the melanocyte and melanosome and melanin itself. Of course, then gray hair means that there is no pigment at all. And gray hair is not the hair, the white hair itself means there is no pigment, no melanin in the hair. So this is the variation of colors as relationship with melanin. So I understand that melanin is the key ingredient, and we know that the color of the hair changes over our age. Will you remember when you were babies, the color, and you grow up, and now, and eventually most of the people get the gray color. So the reason that we have gray color, if you understood me well, means that the gray color is because the melanocytes are not active enough to produce sufficient level of melanin, and this is why we see the gray hair. Now the question is, what can we do to slow down the graying? Is there an alternative to just use a dye to dye the hair and then repeat it every couple of weeks? So let's understand what is our solution to graying hair. So in order to understand what is our solution, we need to understand how the melanin is synthesized. And so from this, we understand what are the raw material that require to produce melanin. So melanin, as we said, is the molecule that form the hair, the color, and the melanin is synthesized in a process that starts with phenylalanine, and this is getting oxidized into tyrosine. Tyrosine is an essential, tyrosine is a non-essential amino acid. The tyrosine then becomes melanin. So the tyrosine is the basic substrate to produce melanin. So you understand that if there is not sufficient level of phenylalanine, there will not be tyrosine. If there is no tyrosine, there will not be melanin. And if there is no melanin, there will be gray hair. Okay, so this is the process to understand. Now, what can we do? We understand that tyrosine is the key ingredient. Tyrosine is not an essential amino acids because the body can produce it. I just showed you through phenylalanine. So what people are typically use are tablets that you know familiar with this when you see on the shelf. This is the anti-gray hair tablets, which basically they contain tyrosine. There is no many product that use tyrosine in a topical application. And I think that one of the reasons is that there is no sufficient clinical data to support that one can add tyrosine topically and repair gray hair. Okay, so what else we know that can affect gray hair? Vitamins. We know for sure from intense scientific information and research over the years that the vitamin B complex, the complex that composes vitamin B, is critical to reduce gray hair, especially vitamin B6, vitamin B12, and biotin, which is vitamin B7. So these are the three of the B complex that have an effect on gray hair. So this is critical to understand. Now, when B12 is deficient, we don't have enough, then we have gray hair. Now, how does it work? So what's happened is this. The level of B12 goes down, and at the same time, homocysteine goes up. Together with homocysteine going up, also hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is able to bleach the melanin, and as a result, we see gray hair. So this is a complex process that involves B12, increase of homocysteine, and higher elevated level of peroxide. And peroxide directly responsible for the gray hair. So many solutions are focused on reacting with the peroxide in order to reduce the bleaching effect, like any type of antioxidants.